So let me ask you something. What if the apps on your phone, the ones you use every day, were actually built to make your neighborhood better? Not just to make some big company richer, but to actually invest back into your community. It's a pretty radical idea, right? Well, today we're going to dig into a new model called My City Connected that's trying to do just. So let's get right to it. The digital economy we all live in, it's got a huge structural flaw. And here's the kicker. It's not a bug, it's a feature. The whole system, from the ground up, is designed to pull money and value out of our local communities. It's built for extraction, not for growth. All right, so let's talk about this structural flaw. What does that actually mean for, say, a local business or a creator in your town? Let's break down exactly how this whole system is engineered to work against them. Okay, take a look at these numbers. This is where it gets real. If you're a local restaurant using a delivery app, they could be taking up to 30%. I mean, that's not just a fee, that's your entire profit margin, right? For a small creator, 15, 20%, that's a massive chunk of their income. All that money is just getting sucked out of your community and sent to some corporate HQ hundreds of miles away. But then, look at the bottom there. My City Connected? 0%. That's not just a tweak to the business model. No, this is a totally different way of thinking. And you know what? It's not just about the fees. It's so much deeper than that. Ever feel like you post something for your small business and crickets? That's the algorithm throttling your reach, basically pushing you to pay for ads. And the apps themselves, they're designed to monetize our attention, to keep us scrolling endlessly, not to actually help us connect or, improve our well-being. Plus, all our data is sitting in these giant centralized honeypots, just waiting for a breach. The whole thing is just fundamentally extractive. Okay, so if the foundation is flawed, you can't just slap a new coat of paint on it, right? You can't fix a structural problem with a new feature or a slicker design. You need a whole new foundation. And that's exactly what My City Connected is proposing, a new kind of infrastructure. This is really the core of it all. They're not building just another app. They're building what they call a community-owned digital utility. Now, what does that mean? Well, think about things like the water pipes or the power grid in your city. They're essential infrastructure, right? They're a utility. The idea here is to create digital infrastructure that works the same way, owned by the community for the community. It's designed to take all those little transactions we make every day and funnel that value back into the community. And this chart just lays it all out so clearly. An app is extractive. Infrastructure is recirculative. An app is owned by a corporation. Infrastructure is owned by the community. You see the pattern here? One is designed to monetize your attention, to sell your eyeballs. The other is designed to provide a real utility. In this case, a way to do business locally without all the predatory nonsense. All right, so the big idea is powerful. It's a great vision, but how does it actually work in the real world? Let's get into the nuts and bolts of it. It really comes down to three simple steps that create this loop of trust and commerce. First, you get verified in person. That's huge. It means you're dealing with a real person, a neighbor, not some random bot or scammer. From that foundation of trust, you get zero-commission commerce. And then, discovery, how you find things, isn't driven by who paid the most for an ad. It's curated by the community. It's a totally different dynamic. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Zero commissions, zero ads. How do they keep the lights on? And the answer is actually super simple and transparent. There are just two sources of revenue. First, a flat $1 a month membership fee from verified members, just $1. The second part is really clever. They take a small piece of the standard payment processing fee, the fee Visa or MasterCard already charges in every single transaction. And this right here, this is the secret sauce. This is where it gets really interesting. That little slice of the processing fee, it's not just profit. It's the fuel for what they call the wealth recirculation engine. This is how a simple, everyday purchase gets turned into a powerful investment back into your own neighborhood. So let's walk through an example. Let's say a local artist sells a piece of work for $100 to someone else in their community using the platform. Pretty straightforward, right? $100 sale. Now, we already know that on other platforms, as much as $30 of that could just, poof, disappear from the local economy. But on My City Connected, the seller keeps the full $100. Every penny. So, what happens to that tiny processing fee that's always there? Where does that go? This is where the model is just brilliant. Boom, here it is. Instead of that fee just enriching some bank or payment processor far away, the platform captures a piece of it and puts it to work. 50% keeps the platform running, secure, and up to date. But the other 50%? that gets pumped directly back into the local community, automatically.
Let's break that down, because this is really cool. 25% of that share, so a quarter of it, goes to something called a community services cooperative. Think of it like a member-owned group that creates actual local jobs to help run the system, doing things like verification and support. Another 25% goes to a local nonprofit that the seller gets to choose. So every sale is also like a little micro-donation. And the final 50%, of course, keeps the whole infrastructure running. This is what a circular, local economy actually looks like.
So when you step back and look at all the pieces, the trust from in-person verification, the zero commission model, this amazing wealth recirculation engine, it becomes really clear. This isn't just another app. It's a blueprint. It's a plan for building a new kind of digital public works project for our cities. And I love this quote from the founder, Alessandro Bardin. He says, "This is not protest, it is construction." It really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's not about yelling at the old, broken system. It's about putting your head down and building a new one, a better one that's designed for us because it was built by us.
And that really leaves us with one big question, doesn't it? The plan is there. The blueprint exists. The model is sound. The only thing left to do is build.